as well. That way it should just be me on screen. I think that's how it works. Yeah, and then I can upload it to share as well. So as everyone's continuing to arrive, I will just continue saying that today, mostly working on the second half of the primary series, which I always refer to the sort of Ashtanga Pilates part of the practice, Ashtanga Lattes. And it's a great way to work on the sequencing from the midsection. And in Pilates, they do a great job of explaining how this deep corset muscle called the transversus abdominis that wraps all the way around. So it's not just your abs in the front, but indeed your back muscles as well. And these poses from the boat through the second half of the primary series do a great job of teaching how to engage these muscles. The earlier parts of the practice do as well, but I find these to be especially efficient. So as everyone's joining in. So we have an awesome group today joining from all over the world, which is so cool. Thank you so much. And let's keep going. I thought we would do Surya Namaskara A just to keep things rolling. And then we'll move right into our seated postures. So standing in Samasthiti and take a moment to arrange yourself. I'm going to arrange myself so that the feet are together. We'll say we're right in our normal standing pose, and we'll open with a verse. I think that's always nice. So please take a moment to establish your samasthiti. You feel the legs, the midsection that we were just talking about, the shoulders and the head, everything is organized in a neutral position. Even if it's not perfect, it'll never be perfect. We'll do our best to work toward this alignment. And then please, we'll try chanting together. I'll make sure all of the mics are muted so that it's not totally distracting. Hang on. Okay. Good. Please take a moment, connect with your breathing. And for the mantra, the breath is more into the belly. Think diaphragm breathing, belly breathing. As you're ready, inhale for Om. Vande Guru Nam Charanara Vinde Samdara Shita Svatma Sukhava Bodhe Nishreyase Jangalikaya Mane Samsara Hala Hala Moha Shantiye Abahu Purusha Karam Shankha Chakrasi Daharinam Sahasra Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Ooh. Connecting with the Ujjayi breath, doing your best to breathe through the nose. That sound at the vocal cord, the Ujjayi mechanism. And we'll continue with Surya Namaskara A. With the inhale, the eyes open. Exhale, the hands down. Ekam, inhale, the hands up. Look up to your thumb. Dve, here's what to focus on. Move your chin in. Your hands can even touch your body. Slide downward. Take your time. Try to feel the contracting of your midsection, the abdominals as you fold the head all the way in. Trini, 3, inhale. Now the weight will move a little forward. The hands also forward. You can move into the toes. Then Chatwari, step or jump. High plank where you get tight at the top, then pressing low. Pancha, 5, inhale. Upward dog, the legs support the spine. Shot, 6, exhale. The downward dog, here you're for 5 breaths. And you can always organize your hands and your feet. Remember that you can bend the elbows and knees slightly. That will help you to organize more of the hips and the shoulders. Deep breathing. That's 3, 4, 5. Exhale, raise the heels, look front. Now, rock back, sapta, step or jump. Inhale, look up. Ashto, 8. Exhale. Take your time as you fold inside. Heels press. Nawa, inhale, hands up, look up. Samastiti, exhale. We'll do 2 more A series. A, come, inhale. Dve, exhale. Trini, inhale, the head up. Chatwari, step or jump. Exhale. Punch, inhale. Look to the nose. Shut. Exhale. Look to the navel. Of course, you may not see the navel. You might just look between the knees or the feet. Most important is that you have a good alignment. You can even close your eyes and try to feel how the head and the heart and the hips all have this natural alignment here in the dog pose. Deep breathing. 3, 4, then 5. Exhale, raise the heels, look front. So you rock back, then sapta, step or jump. Inhale. Ashto. Exhale. Heels press. Now inhale. Use your legs when you reach up. And samastiti. Exhale. Always neutral position. 1 more. Come, inhale. Dve. Exhale. Trini. Inhale. Chatwari. Exhale. Punch, inhale. Shut. Exhale and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sapta jump. Inhale. Ashta. Exhale. Nawa, inhale. Samastiti. We're going to do the last 2 postures of the standing series. Utkatasana. A, come, inhale, the hands up. Dve, exhale, the fold. Trini, inhale, the head up. And Chatwari, jump back. The vinyasa. Punch, inhale. Shut, exhale. Utkatasana, sapta, jump forward. So the chair pose, the knees are bending, arms are up. And remember your options. If you're a little tight, the hands can be open. Work on sliding the head back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now keep your knees bended. For the transition, hands are forward about 30 centimeters. You can do the crow. You can practice your press. Inhale, lift up. Nawa, jump back. The vinyasa. Disha, inhale. Kadusha, exhale. Virabhadrasana, sapta, stepping the right foot forward. Inhale. Take a moment to organize your position so you use strength. 1. Make sure that left leg is generating your power. 2. And keep finding neutral in your rib cage. 3, 4, 5. Ashta. Inhale, stand and turn for the left side. Take a moment to organize and 5 breaths. 1, 2, gradually the left hip gets lower, 90 degrees. 3, without losing the right leg. 4, 5, now up. Inhale, open to the B position. Now keep working your hips and your ribs into that plane like you're being squeezed. And look out over that left hand. 1, avoiding the surfer pose. 2, keep yourself upright. 3, 4, 5, the shy inhale, stand, turn for the right side. Collecting 5 breaths. 1, mindful of that left side. 2, but still getting low on the right. 3, it's a real negotiation here. 4, 5, exhale, the hands a little forward of the right foot. Ekadasha up. You have your mountain climber. You can do that crow lift, or you can take it up and exhale to jump back. The vinyasa, Trayodasha, inhale. Chaturdasha, exhale, will transition back to the standing position. Panchadasha, step or jump. Inhaling. Shodasha, exhale. Inhale, just stand in Samasthiti and exhale. Good job. I wanted to have a chance just to look at things here. Now we'll make our way to the seated series, Janu Shirshasana, beginning in Samasthiti. Come, inhale. Dve, exhale. Trini, inhale. And Chatwari, step or jump. The vinyasa, punch, inhaling. Shot, exhale. Now the seated transition, have a look between your hands, and we'll start just by walking. So when you step forward, you'll cross the feet. It doesn't matter which side right now, just crossing the feet behind the hands, and then keep your arms strong as you try to transit. You can step, step, step all the way through to seated. And we'll continue working on that. So with the legs stretched out front, bend the right leg without using the hands. So it's a hands-free transition. I'm gonna adjust my camera here. Make sure you can see everything low. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Yeah, that should work. And setting up for Janu Shirshasana. Now that left knee can always be bended, but if you do bend it, push the heel down. So you're using your hamstring actively. Square the trunk with the left leg. Inhale, both arms up. We're just gonna get the weight here. Ashto, exhale the fold. So as you're going forward, slowly, try to feel the weight of the body leveraging deeper into the leg as you breathe. 1, if you can, hold the foot or the leg. 2, you can even lock the wrist in this one. 3, feeling the right kidney stretch. 4, 5, now inhale the head up. Exhale. Now you'll want to cross the left foot over the right. And remember to squeeze the legs really high up and in. For the vinyasa, inhale, push down to lift up. Then swing the feet through the arms. So you return to that lifted position. Then on the exhale, we'll jump back. The vinyasa, in the flow of your breath, inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, then the transition forward. So you can walk the feet forward. About 30 centimeters, you'll cross left over right, switch, and then try the pass through the hands. And even if you don't quite make it, you can still stretch out. As you warm up in the practice, it'll get easier. Bend the left leg without using the hand. Inhale, square with the right leg, arms up, get that leverage. Then Panchadasha, exhale to fold. You can use the weight of the arms, the upper body to give you leverage as you go forward and breathe. 1, 2. The drishti is down to the right foot in this one. 3. But if that's disturbing the alignment, you can just look to the shin. 4 and 5. Shotasha, inhale the head up. Exhale. So the right over left, that way you're ready for your vinyasa. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to pass through the hands. And then exhale, continue your high and low plank. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Then Marichyasana, Sapta. You'll step forward again. Then just behind the hands, I'll turn so you can see. Just behind the hands, the feet are crossed. You can keep the back foot a little lifted. So when you're ready to pass through. Now, this always takes practice, and using the yoga blocks for a bit of height is also a great option. Now, bring the right knee in for Marichyasana. And we'll do this actually first on the back just to get your position down. So bring that right leg in tight and go ahead and lie down. Yeah. Now, when you lie down, what you're feeling for is how that right hip bone sinks into the hip socket. Now, we're doing this Marichyasana where you eventually go forward. That might mean that you move the right thigh out a bit, and that'll, like a happy baby pose, that'll give you a bit more clearance in the rib and the hip. So all of that needs to be quite stretchy there in the hip, okay? So go ahead and rock up to seated, and then we'll continue from here. Your right foot is now your anchor. Reach the right arm forward, and just like we were practicing, we can feel that hip stretch. Now, if you're continuing, the right arm can wrap toward the left foot, so you're giving yourself a little bit of leverage. If you're continuing, you can start to wrap your arm back, and it's like a vine. It's going to take time before it wraps around, and you might not even bind the hands quite yet. So you're working on lifting the chest, inhale. Then Ashto, you want to keep that as you go forward. So you're not bending over, but you're extending from the hip joint forward and breathe. 2, 3. Drishti is to the left foot. 4. Keep shaping that foot. 5. Now up. Inhale to come up. Then the vinyasa. So left over right. And then you work on your lift. Inhale up. Exhale, pass through the hands and jump back. Take your time here. You want to refine each upward dog and each downward dog. This way you're feeling the vinyasa is helping your cause, and then passing through the hands, the left side. We'll do the same, bend the left knee in. When you lie down, take a moment to feel the leg bone sinking into the hip joint. So this is a bit of an unconventional approach for Marichyasana, but it is a good way for you to feel how the hip joint fits together. And then what you need to do to go forward is the knee moves out a bit so your rib cage can clear through that hip. It's a bit of a challenge, but totally possible. So go ahead and rock up, and we'll do the other side. The left foot is on the floor. The left arm begins to reach forward. So you have the length of your body, inhaling. And then Panchadasha 15, as you gradually bend forward. Maybe the arms are binding, but you don't even have to bind. You're working on that hinging movement as you breathe. 1, while shaping the foot. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Shotasha, inhale the head up. And the vinyasa, Saptadasha, lift. Ashtadasha, pass. And then exhale to jump back through the vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing. Dvadasha, exhale, downward facing. Then C, Sapta, step through, jump through for C. Let's try the same move. You're going to lie down again. So bring the right knee in, and I'll show you this from the front side. Now in C, the difference is that the knee will move across the midline. So you can start to feel that action. When you move the knee across the midline, you can feel how it's now working into the outer hip. And this is a great place here, this greater trochanter of the femur. So we're going to try to keep that movement, and then we'll rotate the upper back. So rock and roll up, and then we'll try. Right foot is on the mat. That's your anchor. Inhale. Then the knee moves across the midline as you begin your twist. You can bind the arms like this, or just keep them loose is okay. And then you can work on rotating the trunk. One, especially the shoulder. Two, oh, you can always have a quick look at that left leg, make sure it's still active. Three, and then try to get the chin over the shoulder. Four, and five. Now inhale to look front. Tell you what, I'll save you a vinyasa, but do the lift. So legs are squeezing. Inhale, lift up, and exhale down. Okay, we'll do the other side. Left knee into the body. I'll start spinning around here. Make sure you can still see my movement. So the left knee into the body, and then across the midline, which you'll notice is quite a bit different feeling. So now the pressure is much more on this outer hip and outer seam of the body. And this is a tight area for everyone. So good to work into it. Now keep that feeling as you rock up, and we'll do the other side. So left foot foundation, inhale. Feeling that hip as you move the knee across the midline, then the twisting movement. Try to keep your shoulders level, the ribs level. One. And if you are binding, then you can continue ratcheting the arm down. Two. Do your best to inhale. Three. Four. And five. The vinyasa. Try out the Sha lift up. Chaturasha, jump back. Panchadasha, inhale. Shoutdasha, exhale. Navasana, sapta, stepping through, jumping through, and immediately into the boat pose. We'll do a few of these just to get the transition down. You can support the legs to start, and you want to feel that you're curling in a bit here. You feel the abs engaging. Two, three, if steady the arms out. Four, five, good. Now you can lift up just to take a little break here, inhaling, and then on the exhale down. We'll do it again. So you're holding under the legs to find the right position, your alignment. Support is in the midsection. One, if you can go unsupported, that's great. Two, if you can straighten the knee, also great. Four, five, Ashto. We'll lift up, exhale down, Sapta. One, two, three. Always feel it supported there in the corset. Four, five, Ashto. Up, exhale down, Sapta. We're going to do it two more times. So I was mentioning the Ashtanga Pilates overlap. In Pilates, they call this the teaser pose. Two, three, four, five, Ashto, up, exhale down, Sapta, one more. Of course, in yoga, we call Navasana. One, two, always Navasana with a smile. Three, four, five, Ashto, up. Now I'll jump back. The vinyasa, slowly, slowly. Inhaling the face upward dog. Exhale the face downward dog. Then Sapta, we'll jump through to seated again. So we'll bend both knees out, like Baddha Konasana, the bound angle. For this one, the feet are together. Now, range of motion topic. If you are tight, you can keep the feet a little forward. You also might want to elevate the hips. So sitting on something can make a huge difference. If you're more flexible, you can bring the feet closer because you want to get more of the deep abductor stretch. Now, the pelvis tilting forward, you can use your hands like I'm doing, is the key to the A position. When you tilt the pelvis forward, like you're doing the cow pose, you'll notice how the femur bones start to roll back. The groins here, where the adductors attach, starts to become deeper. And the back wants to stay straight in this one. Now, there's ways to gain more leverage in going forward. For example, you can hold the feet, opening the feet like a book, and then you can lever from here. Keep breathing. 1, looking to the nose drishti. 2, and then very gradually, as things start to soften up, you'll notice that deepening. 3, but you're never forcing it. It's just something that happens. 4, and 5. Now I inhale to come up. Now B is the opposite movement. You're going to tuck under. Think about doing the cat stretch. So your hips tuck under and then you curl downward. I'll show you a great trick. If you reach the hand under your heel, you can get a bit of leverage. That way, when you're pulling yourself in, you can probably get the head to fit inside of the insteps of the feet. 1, and think about breathing into the back of the heart. 2, try to feel the lumbar muscles stretching. 3, 4, and 5. Now inhale, we'll come back up and just sitting with the back straight. So yeah, that is like the cat and the cow sequence. So getting the extension and the flexion. Let's do a vinyasa to celebrate. Bring the knees together. So you have to re-engage. Everything has to reactivate. Squeeze the legs. Inhaling to lift up. Exhaling to jump back. Make your way through the vinyasa in the flow of your breath. And if you ever want to take extra breaths in the upward dog, be my guest. Then sapta, step through, jump through to the Upavishta Konasana. Now in Upavishta, the feet are not as wide as you can go. So it's not like doing the full split. Usually, like in the book, it would say 120-degree split. So it's similar to your standing poses from earlier. Even if you're flexible, you can have the knees bended. So when you push the heel down, you'll feel the hamstring is activated. And this is great because it'll bring your pelvis up to that neutral position. Inhaling. Just like the last one, you can use your hands to help tilt you forward. And this is a great strategy to begin that forward angle of the pelvis position. If you're flexible, you can reach the arms out wide. Eventually, you hold the edges of the feet as you go forward. Now, of course, the heels can push away again. That's fine. So you do eventually straighten the knee as you breathe. 1, think about the chest moving forward. The chin eventually touches. 2, looking to the eyebrow center. 3, 4, and 5. Now inhale, we'll come up. Now the knees can bend temporarily for the B position. You want to try holding the ankles or the edges of the feet, then point the toe as you extend the legs. Deep breathing, Do your best to balance here. 1, if you need, the knees can be bended. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great. Then just cross the legs and we'll do the vinyasa. Ekadisha up, Dvadisha jump back. Trayodisha inhale. Chaturasha exhale. Supta Konasana, Sapta jump through. And then we'll Lie down with control. So this movement, keep your heels together and pressing down. Inhale the arms up for a counterweight. Then feel that you're moving from your center. You can even look down into your navel as you go back. Feel the butt engaging, the legs engaging, slowly, slowly. Then press the hands down so that you can lift up and over the legs. Hold the big toes and split the feet wide. In this position, the knees can be a little bended, so the weight is on the top of the shoulder. As you're breathing, try to relax everything, the upper body. 1. You can keep the shoulder elevated. Think about orangutan arms. 2. Holding the big toe in this one. 3. 4. 5. Now a big move. Ashto, we're going to roll up, balancing at the top. Then Nawa exhale to go forward, the pancake split. That's right. Good job, everybody. Inhale the halfway lift and exhale the vinyasa. So when you're squeezing, everything has to reactivate because you did such a big stretch. So it's good to feel that tie together. Inhaling. On the exhale, step or jump back. High plank and low plank also quite strong and stable. Upward dog, downward dog. Supta Padangusthasana, Sapta as you jump through. Once again, we practice the roll down. So you're using your control from that corset. Now the right leg up. Take that right leg, big toe. Keep pulling the foot up to eye level, inhaling. Ashto, then keep pulling the leg back as you move the head toward the knee and breathe. 1. Remember the feeling of the leg bone into the hip joint. 2. And use that left leg as well. You can lift that leg into your hand. 3. 4. And 5. Inhaling the head down. Ekadasha. Open the leg out wide. Now, don't be distracted by your right leg, though. Keep the focus on your left side. That left leg is solid. The head is also resting nicely, and then try to turn 90 degrees to the left side. As you breathe, 3, 4, and 5. Try Uttanasana, inhale the leg up to center. Chaturasana, one more time. Exhale to touch. Inhale the head down and release. We'll do the other side. Shotasana, so as you're taking that left leg up, you take that big toe and pull to your eye level. Then Saptadasana, exhale to touch. Right hand on the top of the leg as you're creating a scissors effect. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling the head down. Ekudavem Shakti, exhale, opening the leg wide to the left. And you can look slowly, turning the head to the right. And I love this alignment here. You can really get the chin over the shoulder and practice the perfect head alignment. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, swing the leg center. Ekavimshati, exhale, try to touch. Inhale the head down and release. Chakrasana, if you want to try, the prerequisite for Chakrasana is that the feet need to be able to touch over your mat like you're doing the plow pose. So feel free to test your plow pose and see what you've got there. Now, if comfortable, the hands will be right under your shoulder and you give a push like you're doing the Urdhva Dhanurasana, like you're pushing into the back bend. So if you don't want to try this, no problem. Just do a regular vinyasa. Exhale first, then with the inhale, you give a little push and you'll roll right over. Then the vinyasa in the flow of the breath. Hey, nicely done. Just bend your knees to the mat for a second. And we're actually going to do a couple of poses from next week's lesson. And if you think of the front of the core in the primary series, now we're going to work on the back of the core in, well, these are second series poses, but I include here because it's so useful. So Transit out to the high plank position. Keep your feet together and we'll prepare the Shalabhasana. Inhale, get tight at the top. Then Chatwari on the exhale will press all the way down. Now, this part is important. The hips, the pubic bone, is pushing forward into the floor. You want to push so hard that your knees and your feet can lift up. Hopefully that's showing on the camera okay for you. Now reach the hands way down into your pocket and try to feel that you're using the underside of the shoulder. Deep breathing, look to the nose. 1. We should feel this in the legs, so the butt muscle, the hamstring. 2, keeping the eyes soft. 3, arms strong. 4, but keep the arms. We're going to change to the B position. So the thumbs are then level to the navel, and you're trying to get the hand so it's directly under the elbow. As you breathe, 1. Oh, those legs never felt lighter. 2, try to keep your heels together. 3, oh, 4, 5 on the exhale, come down. Change the hand, move the hand forward so it's under your shoulder. Curl the toes. So we're going to try the low chaturanga. Try this. First, lift up your knees. Now, tighten up your butt, tighten up your belly, and try to lift up your hips. Okay, one more part. Nice and strong, inhale. Then exhale, lift your chest, and you're in that low chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Let's do one more posture here on the belly. So feet together. Inhale, high plank where you get tight. And Chatwari, exhale, press all the way down. Great. Now, Dhanurasana, but not the attached bow. This is going to be the bow where the string is not yet attached. Now, bend both of your knees 90 degrees. Keep your feet together. If you can, keep your knees together. Very challenging. Now, push the hips down one more time so hard that your knees can lift up. So this is challenging in itself, but we want to feel the hips are extended because you're using the legs to extend. Once you have that, hands into the pocket and lift up again and breathe. 1, try to keep the heels together. 2, knees squeezing. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that was a little difficult, but don't worry, we'll try it again. So set up your low plank position, hands under the shoulder. Press down your toes to lift up the knees. Inhaling, then lift up the hips. Finally, exhale, lift up the chest. Low chaturanga, then inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Okay, one more time, the bow pose. Feet are together. Inhale, high plank. Chatwari, press low. Bend both of your knees and push the hips forward. Pancha, inhale. Stretch your hands down into your pockets and look to the nose, Drishti. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, right into that low chaturanga. Lift your knees, your hips, your chest. Then inhale the upward dog. Exhale the downward dog. Okay, good job. We'll step through to seated. So you're just going to step forward again and pass through the hands. Great. Go ahead and lie down. We'll set up for the shoulder bridge. We're almost finished here. We're going to do just a couple of more. So bend both knees. The feet are just a little forward of the knees. So you're not pulling all the way in. You want to have a little bit of space there. And this makes a difference. So feel that your hips are tucking under. Once you have that tuck, send the knees forward and you can start to raise up. Now try to feel, we mentioned in the bow pose, try to feel your hamstring pulling. Try to feel your glute muscles extending so that when you're going up, you're feeling the legs are supporting your arch. Now in this position, you can walk your shoulders under. And there's all kinds of things you can do. You can hold your ankles. I like to hold the yoga mat. And it's a nice way to get a bit of leverage here. As you breathe, One, look to the nose, Drishti. Two, three, four, and five. Slowly to come down, and we'll do it again. So feel free to adjust. And there really is no one right position because when you change the angle, for example, the feet forward or backward, it just changes where the pressure is in the body. So it's going to build strength and flexibility in a different way. So it's good to have options. Ashto, prepare. When you're ready, Nawa, inhale will gradually begin to ascend. So as you're getting into it, it might feel quite natural to walk the shoulders under more. You might find that you're able to get a bit more lift, especially if you do something like lift your heels. That will probably give you an even deeper angle through that low back. As you breathe. Three. You can even push the head into the floor. Four. And five, with the exhale, slowly to come down. There is a lot of juice in this fruit, but this is only a preview. We're going to do the fish pose, and hopefully you can see this okay. So walk your thumbs under your sitting bones. So your hand is under your butt and your elbows on the floor. Go ahead and straighten your legs out. So this is a long tail fish, feet are together. Now push into the elbow. You can always watch if you're not sure. To arch the back, you want to squeeze the shoulder blade back. Then we slide the head backwards, that sort of pigeon slide of your head, so you can then rest on top of the head. It's a little difficult for me to talk here, but you can rest and breathe. One, two, try to unhinge your jaw, stretch the throat. Three, four, looking to the nose, Drishti. Five, six, seven, eight. Inhale, go ahead and lift up and come down again so you can rest on your back. Bringing the knees inside just one at a time. And we're going to move toward the closing series. But first, just take a moment here holding your knees close, inhaling. Push your knees forward into your hands a little bit, and that'll give a counter movement. You can probably feel your back a bit more. Now, when you exhale, just try to relax and bring the knees in so you're able to give yourself a stretch here. You'll try that again. So when you inhale, push the knees into the hands so you're able to create a bit of tension there. And when you exhale, you should be able to relax and stretch into the back. So try a couple of these on your own just to get a feel for things. You push the knees forward, inhaling. And exhale to stretch. Okay, last one, and then we're going to do a vinyasa. So inhale, pushing the knees forward. And exhale, squeeze inside. Now keep that squeeze, cross one foot over the other, and we're going to rock up and go ahead and jump back right through your vinyasa without hesitation. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, and then stepping through the hands again, all the way through to seated. That is good. So we're going to do a closing series. You can sit with the legs crisscross applesauce. If you're wanting to work on your lotus prep, you can stack the left foot on top of the right. I even wore my color coordinated socks today. So the red sock is my left foot. And that knee, so it might be up a little bit like so. And you can lean to the right and then try to push, not the knee you're pushing, it's from the inner hip, the inner thigh. I always call the gutter. So you're trying to clean that gutter. And there's a lot of tension there. You have your hip flexors, you have the attachments of your quadricep, sartorius, TFL muscle. Anyway, there's a lot in there. Now, if you do feel that is stretching enough for you, you can start to go forward. And this helps to move the pressure then more to the backside of the hip. And it's good to add movement in any of these poses. You can walk the hands to the left side or to the right side, which will probably give you an even greater stretch along the hip. But take your time with these things. The focus, the pressure should be in the hip. The knees should not feel any pain, or it should not feel sketchy or weird for you. Keep breathing. 3, 4, 5. And you can switch halfway if you want to do the other side. The right foot, or in my case, the black sock on top of the red sock. And you can always pre-stretch the hips. And I should mention that if this is not possible, you can do the figure 4 stretch on your back, which is the same type of movement. It's just a lot more friendly for someone who may be a little bit tight in the hips. Because if you're too tight, you cannot initiate this forward movement that helps you to then change the pressure. So as you're ready, you can angle forward and continue the breathing here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now inhale, we can sit all the way up. Now, if you were to try the full lotus, and some of you I think would be totally fine for this, the right foot then fits on top of that left hip joint, and then the left foot should go right on top. But this definitely requires a beyond normal range of motion. So if that's not working, you slide the foot underneath. That is the half lotus, or you can sit in any other variation of the cross-legged that you like. Siddhasana, for example. Here, the palms are up, thumb and index finger together, and continue finding that alignment of your body. The pelvis is neutral. The rib cage also neutral, and this one can be quite challenging. The tendency is to tilt the ribs backward like so. So try to keep that together. The front ribs moving down. The shoulders are broad. Keeping the chest lifted, you can then tilt the chin toward the chest. It's like you're changing your pillowcase. So you make all 3 bandhas, the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha, and breathing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Utplutihi. Using the corset muscles, this will keep your midsection engaged and pulled in strong. The hands are pushing downward, so you feel the armpit, bandha, and then the pelvic floor muscles, the pelvic power, so that you're being pulled up from your pelvic core. Do your best. 26 breaths, a little faster in the Utplutihi, so the hands are forward of the hips, remember. And then as you're ready, if you're in the lotus, stay there, it's much easier. Utplutihi, dasha up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Dasha, jump back. One more vinyasa. We'll transit through the getter. Ekadasha, inhale, upward facing. Dvadasha, exhale, downward facing. And then we'll return to the standing position. Panchadasha, jump, inhaling. Shodasha, exhale the fold. Samastiti, inhaling. Hey, take a moment just to regulate your breath. I will ask you to do the Shavasana today after we close the meeting, but we'll do the closing mantra together, and then we'll have a moment just to chat at the end, and I can take a moment to see you all. So take a moment and we'll just chant together the closing verse. Please inhale for Om. Swasti prajabhyaha paripalayantam yayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhyaha shubhamastu nityam lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Wow, we did it. So good job. Thank you for joining me on a new moon day. So new moon is often a low energy time, which makes sense, right? That low tide energy. So if you feel a little bit low energy these days, totally normal. Some of you might find yourself tapping out on the yoga, just saying, you know what, I did what I can do today. So totally normal, and I think in line with the energy of the moon. And it's good to notice this, all of these environmental effects on our yoga practice. The yoga will not only be the sort of like upward trajectory. You're going to have that, of course, but there's going to be times where it feels like maintenance, and you're just trying to keep things moving. Completely normal. And as you embark on this sort of long-term journey of yoga, I think you'll notice that. I should ask if you guys have any questions for me. I'd love to answer your questions. Oh, I have to change my camera again. It's too low. But good to see you here. We have folks from all over, and I can see your homes. Nice to see. So, any questions? Oh, Oranita, are you jumping in? Oh, hang on. Let me unmute you. Oh, you have to unmute yourself. You have to unmute, Oranita. You're mute.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey.
Great.
Yeah. Do you have a question for the group or for me?
Wow, it's a lot of people.
Yeah, so cool, right?
Yeah, so around the world, I believe.
Oh, where does everyone live? Okay. Well, I live in Groningen.
Me too.
Yeah, you too. Joella, Valentina, let's see. Groningen, raise your hands. Woo! Groningen. All right. Wait a minute. Clemmy is in, where are you at? You're in Philippines, right? Yeah, Clemmy's in Philippines. Jen is in Deutschland, right? Yeah. Emily is in Taipei. Yeah. So we have a nice international group. And so cool to practice with you today. Could everyone feel their corset working? Yeah, good. That's my Ashtanga Laddis for you. I'll have to trademark that.
I have a question.
Joella, what is your question?
Yes, about the bandhas. I really, I still don't understand the bandhas. So could you maybe explain a little bit about it?
It is a mystery, and I think that is part of it, to be honest with you. It is a mystery. And what I'm going to say now refers to the anatomical bandha, but I would never want to say the bandha is only this massive anatomy because it is more subtle and most related to your energy field. So, like the prana and the kundalini and all of that cool stuff. But what we can do is discuss the anatomy of it. And I think that's a very practical thing for you. So, the deepest abdominal muscles are called the transversus abdominis. And if you were to look this up on the Google, you would see that this muscle wraps all the way around to your back. And the reason that's important is because that one will create a domino effect. And this has been reviewed. So if you activate the transversus, like if you were to just do a powerful exhale, like a blowing out the birthday cake candle, like that, that would be your transversus engaging. And when you activate the TVA, it will create a co-contraction of the pelvic floor. So the pubococcygeal muscle group, the PC muscles, usually more specifically the perineum, which is the center muscle of that pelvic floor. And then you have two others. You have the respiratory diaphragm, which is your main breathing muscle, and then the deep spinal muscles of the back, the multifidus. And this is actually in the Mysore Challenge, the Ashtanga Challenge book. So have a look in the book as well. But it's the those four muscles provide the stability of the core of the body. And if you're activating those during your yoga practice, it's going to give you more strength and stability, actually more flexibility too. And it'll be great for things like planking or headstanding, one of your favorite poses. So that's very important there. And then in the pranayama, let's say, application, then you're using those muscles to help direct the prana upward into the central channel and up and out. So that is the bandha in a nutshell. But the truth is that it's one of these kind of mysteries that you're always like working on, thinking about. And from time to time, you're going to have a moment where you say, I got the bandha. And at times you're going to feel like, oh, where did my bandha go? And that is part of the game. So enjoy that. But the bandha, it is certainly one of the fundamental aspects of the yoga practice. So be mindful of your bandha. And if you're not sure what the heck the bandha is, then don't worry about it. Be mindful of your alignment, and that will help you to start feeling the bandha. And the truth is that it's like riding a bicycle. It's one of those things that at a point it'll come, it'll click for you, and then once you have it, you'll feel pretty comfortable about it.
Nice.
Is that a vague answer? Is that
It's
a
a very
terrible?
vague, but also I kind of understand. But
It
it's
is
also
a
I still I'm thinking about, is it kind of strengthening the core muscles?
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be a part of it. The argument that I would always make against the core, and then anytime you hear people talking about the core, they're usually thinking about training just the abs and then usually just the like six pack, right? The rectus abdominis. So they're training part of the abs, where I don't think that that gives you the full picture because you
Wow.
still have the parts of the muscles here. You have the pelvic floor muscles, which I think are usually not focused on at all in like core training. So that's kind of a vague term. I don't really like the C word so
Mhm.
much. It's to me, to be a little bit more specific, I would say the corset muscle, if you mean the transversus abdominis.
Mhm.
But yeah, so it's not just core training. However, I will say that Ashtanga does a great job of developing through all of those lifts. Every time the mean old teacher tells you to lift up and jump back, it is helping you to activate those mulabandha muscles, the pelvic muscle.
All right.
Yeah, there's a
Thank
lot there. Yeah, go get on the Google machine and start researching those muscle groups. And there's a lot there. It's quite an interesting topic. I think I mentioned this on Friday, the class you were in, one of the best Pilates books I read was called Pelvic Power.
Yeah.
And I thought it was such a great title. Eric Franklin, I think is the author's name. But anyway, I thought it was a really like kind of perfect explanation. Yeah, and so you will feel that your strength is really generating from the center. Hmm. But it's usually something that takes time to develop. It is quite subtle, I would say. Look, for most of us in the beginning, we're just trying to stretch our hamstrings. So all of this talk of pelvic power can be a bit, yeah, esoteric.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have
All
fun
right.
with it. Yeah. Man, you guys, people are jumping on and off the meeting over here. I don't know what's happening. Okay, any last question before we jump off? I'm about to go into the city center, and I think my daughter is planning some shopping for us. So,
Okay. Wow.
which translates to Dad, you should come down and make the purchase for me on my behalf. That's okay. I was invited. It's fine. You take it where you can get it.
Lucky you.
Exactly. Uh, okay. No further questions.
No.
Thanks a lot. It was great to get.
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining me on a new moon and all. And I hope to see you again next week. We'll do at least one more live Zoom like this. And those of you in Groningen, I look forward to seeing you on the mat. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.